Shalom, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, the honest elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us his truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful like Akim, teaching and preaching his truth with all righteousness and sincerity. This is Akai Wasap. Today's lesson is entitled, We Would Have Healed Babylon, but She Is Not Healed. And Lord willing, you be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, the true names of the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son. And as always, the sit downs, the lessons, the street speaking is for the remnant, the elect, the Israel of the Most High, and to use the gospel preached. Now, Babylon, as we know, is America. And this place, there's no healing for this place. All right. And the prophecies, the end time prophecies speak about the beginning of sorrows. So things is going to get worse. All right. Things isn't going to get slacked. All right. Things is going to, constantly, all right, trend towards the end of this society as we know it. And when you stand upon your watch and you're looking at these different articles that come out, you can see that they're trying to heal Babylon, but it's not going to be healed. Now, this is from Yahoo Finance. It says 4-day work week could be real competitive advantage in a labor market. Now, the reason why they pushing a 4-day work week because a lot of people that's working these jobs, and I did a lesson on this yesterday. A lot of these people that's working these jobs. Well, not yesterday, a couple of days ago. Just search the channel. A lot of these people that's working these jobs are suffering worker burnout, and women is on the top of that list. So what they're trying to do to heal the burnout from people working these jobs is trying to find a way to ease the burdens of work because, with inflation at an all-time high, we constantly talk about the finances of this economy because at the end of the day, we know that Esau, he wants to do away with this the current financial system and segue to a new financial system, the CBDCs, the central banking digital currency, and ultimately have that technology inside the implantable technology, which is here. Oh, Salakia. I just lost it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. That was Satan, man. Let's see if I can find it real quick. There's a way I can go to history. Oh, let's see this history right here. Okay, here you go. Esau will link the CBD to this technology, the MC hipping. All right. So all these different things that they're trying to introduce, the 4-day work week, this is them trying to heal this system, and it's not going to be healed. So we're going to just play a little bit of this video, 7 minutes long, and we're going to go into Jeremiah the 51st chapter, and Lord willing, be edifying. Tune in.
4-day work week, the answer to America's burnout. Can less actually be more when it comes to time spent at the office? The world's biggest study of the 4-day work week suggests the answer to both those questions is yes. Employers saw productivity, for the most part, increase, as did employees' mental health. Joining us now is Juliet Shore, a Boston College economist, and sociologist. Her team led this study of 61 British businesses and 2,900 employees. So Juliet, great to have you. 90% will continue studying it, 30% making it permanent. Why?
Well, they've had really great results for both the workers and the companies themselves. On the employee side, pretty much all the metrics that we looked at, stress, burnout, physical health, mental health, fatigue, exercise, sleep problems, satisfaction, all went up significantly. And at the same time, the companies experienced good revenue performance, reductions in absenteeism, better retention of employees, and they rated the trial an 8.5 on a scale of 0 to 0. So win-win for both sides.
You mentioned that retention, how much?
And I'll put the video, you brothers can watch it in the chat. But scriptures speak about never trust thy enemy. Yeah, they're going to try to introduce these type of things, try to make things appear to be better, but at the end of the day, things is going to get worse. Now, as they were going into the data and the statistics that they gathered from their case study in regards to employees working these jobs, I thought about James, the 5th chapter. All right, James, he was the actual physical brother of the Lord Yahweh Shai. James in the Hebrew is Yahweh. All right, James is another way of saying Jacob. All right, so this is James 5:1, and it's entitled Misuse of Riches. It says, "Go to now, ye rich men." This is the global elites. This is the noble ones, the shadow government, the banking families that control the world behind the scenes. It says, "Weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you," which is destruction. Destruction is going to be met to you Edomites. Scriptures speak about the end of Esau. There's an end for this power structure that we're currently in. And the end is fire. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth eaten. So the way in which they've gotten their riches was corrupted. They got America by rape, rob, murder, deception, lies, deceit, you know, and then the garments is their covering. All right. These people call themselves the JEWs. Is moth eaten, is destroyed, and is destroyed by this truth. That's why they want to try to get us off the internet. And your garments are moth eaten. Your gold and your silver is cankered. All right. And the rust of them shall be a witness against you. That's going into the debt. Hold on 1 second. Let me see something real quick. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, Salaki. Where are we at? Okay, James 5:3. It says, your gold and silver is cankered. All right, cankered meaning it's ill-gotten. It says, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire, because that's the end result. This place getting destroyed by thermonuclear destructions. You have heaped up treasures together for the last days. Now, this is the point I want to get here. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields. All right, this is the laborers. These are the people that's working these jobs, and these people are, suffering worker burnout on top of inflation, on top of high cost of living, on top of pretty much, financial crisis. They're suffering a financial crisis along with having to work down these jobs, reap these fields. It says, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. So the fraud is this fake money system, this fiat currency. It's not real money. It's actually fraud. Real money is gold, silver, cattle, land, precious things. But, in this system, they're giving you paper dollars that's not backed by anything. It's pretty much an IOU. And it constantly goes up. It constantly changes. You got the fluctuation of inflation, hyperinflation, stagflation, and it's fraud. They got to labor more to buy the same things that they've been buying, crying, and it starts off with the men of the Lord. They sign and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst of this place. All right. They earn the wages to put in a bag with holes in it, and then they're subject unto payments, and then everything is just getting more and more expensive. They're crying unto the Lord. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabbath oath. That's not saying the Lord of the Sabbath, it's saying the Lord of the armies. All right. You have lived in pleasures on the earth, talking about the elites, and been wanton, proud, undisciplined. You have nourished your hearts as in the days of slaughter. And when you in the ancient world, when you slaughtered out an animal, you rejoicing, you finna eat, you finna get some fresh food, and they love the destruction that they bring upon this place. They love the pleasures, they love the different things that they receive, as well as having us in a low condition. It says, you have condemned and killed the just, the Israelites, and he doth not resist you, because we don't have power. All right. We don't have power to come up against you, but this word have power. And we out there on the highways and the byways bringing it out, and it's bringing down and uncovering and exposing these elites. Once again, that's why they want to take our content off. But the point is, the prophecies speak about, and this happened during the Roman Empire, which America is the second leg of Rome. So the same thing that happened then is happening now. In the ancient Roman Empire, they got the mixing metals in the denarius, which was the currency of the ancient Roman Empire, and that was their inflation. They got the mixing it with different metals and so on and so forth, and that weakened, the currency to where they had to use more currency to buy the different things that they needed. So same thing is happening here. With high inflation, it's taking more money to buy certain things, and these people got to work more. People working 2 and 3 jobs. They got a full time job, a part time job, and they doing gig work off the app based jobs. You know, the Uber Eats and the different, you know, jobs. So people suffering worker burnout. So they're trying to come with a remedy, saying 4-day work weeks. You know, but that's not going to heal this place. Let's get in Jeremiah the 51st chapter. Let's see how we doing on time. 11 minutes in. Jeremiah 51, verse 1. It says, Babylon judged for the sins against Israel. So this place will be judged for what they've done to the Israelites. It says, Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, this is America, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind. This destroying wind is nuclear destruction. I will send unto Babylon fanners, and they shall fan her and shall empty her land. And when you're fanning a flame, you're increasing the fire. You're increasing it. So the Lord is going to send things here that's going to increase the flame. It's just going to get worse. Things is going to get better. Things is going to get worse all the way to where it's time to destroy this place. So the tensions that you see with China, Taiwan, Iran, all right, these different oppositions to America, it's just going to get worse. Things is going to get better all the way until where they send those missiles to this place and empty the land. For in the day of trouble, they shall be against her round about. And you can read about this in Revelation 18. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his burgundy. This bow is talking about the ICBM missile. So these nations that hold this technology, the intercontinental ballistic missiles, they're going to be against this place. And against him that lifteth himself up in his burgundy, and spare ye not her young men, the military, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. So the Lord is going to have the American military to get destroyed. You can read about it in Revelation 11 verses, Revelation 12 verses 7 on down. The war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and dragon and his angels, and they prevailed not. Talking about Esau's military and his aircrafts. They're going to be utterly destroyed. Thus the slain shall fall in the midst of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. Going to be a lot of death out here. For Israel have not been forsaken, and Judah of his power. Talking about you Israelites, and everything is about the elect, the remnant, the Israel, the Most High. There's an election that will receive salvation, and Israel is the northern kingdom, and Judah is the southern kingdom, and collectively they make up the 12 tribes, and predominantly the 12 tribes are here in Babylon being ruled over by Esau. Of Yahweh of hosts, I start from the top. For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah his power, and Yahweh of hosts, and of Yahweh of hosts. It says, through their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. So even though we went off, the Lord is still going to have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and deliver the elect out of Babylon the Great. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Now, that's not talking about everybody getting passports and going to Thailand. All right, that's talking about spiritually flee. You spiritually flee this place by returning unto the Lord and repenting and converting and worshiping the true power. That's how you flee out of the ways of Babylon or the midst of Babylon. That's how you get an opportunity for deliverance. Be not cut off in our iniquity, because this place pushes out iniquity and a whole bunch of perverse spirits that draws you away from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Okay, so the Lord is going to judge this place for all the things that this place has done. And starting off with the leadership, the elites. Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. And this cup, this wine of her fornication, you read about it in Revelation. Different philosophies, the different Western culture, the political system, the judicial system, the legislative branch, the executive branch, how they appoint their presidents, mayors, so on and so forth. The religions, all right, women's liberty, um, equality, so on and so forth. All that wine have, as it says here, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. All these nations have taken hold of Babylon's philosophy. They all have drunken of this wine. That's why, those Saudis, man, they fighting tooth and nail to keep their customs. Women over there starting to drive cars and peel back the veil and starting to work out. They having gyms over there, so they trying to cut that out. Even places in India, this wine have destroyed, certain places of the earth. As it says here, therefore the nations are mad. These nations have, went crazy. They got the alphabet community over there. They got Kentucky Fried Chicken, Popeye's Chicken, McDonald's and stuff like that. They wearing suits and ties. You got women bucking up against their men, with the women's rights and all that. Babylon is suddenly falling and destroyed, and that's going to happen. This place is going to fall and be destroyed. So, this place ain't going to get better. How for her take balm for her pain? If so, she may be healed. And balm is ointment. You got a blister on your lip, you put the chapstick or whatever ointment on there, and then it relieves the pain and it starts the healing process. So that's what they're doing. They're trying to take balm for the pain. What's the pain? People are suffering from worker burnout. They're tired of working these jobs, all to get paid and send it right back to the people who gave them the money. They're trying to find clever ways to, reduce the burdens of work, trying to go from the traditional 5-day, 8 hours to the 4-day work week, and then going back to this, they saying 42% of the global workforce experiencing burnout. Women reportedly worse off. So they're trying to find ways to heal this, but it's not going to be healed. And this is just one example, even during C-19, the different incentives that they was throwing out, the different payments and all that. People was getting the EBT benefits, all these different incentive programs to help this place. All that stuff is not going to be beneficial for this place in the long run, because at the end of the day, this place is going to suddenly fall and be destroyed. All right. Verse 9, we will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. This place isn't getting healed. So all these little strategic little strategies and them doing these case studies and getting all this data to try to find out something that worked better for the laborers, that's not going to happen. Because like we read in James, the laborers is going to cry unto the Lord because they're going to see that their money is backed by fraud. You got this fiat currency. That's why people is going to rebel and revolt. When you read Isaiah 19, it speaks about Egyptian against Egyptian. And that's talking about you Americans. They're going to rise up against their brothers with the sword. People's going to lose it. And then add the famine and more pestilences and all kind of, military personnel in your neighborhood. It's going to get very grim out here in these last days. But let's continue on in Jeremiah 51:9. It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. This place ain't getting healed. It's getting destroyed. Forsake her. Let us go everyone to his own country. And you see that, you see a lot of these countries, a lot of these nations, they going back to their own countries and they setting up shop. You got a lot of Chinese going back to China. They done made their money off buying and selling over here in America. So they have built their infrastructure up over there. And now they over there doing their thing. Huawei with their technology chips, different, internet-based companies, different technology-based companies. They're going outside of America. They're going to their own country. For her judgment reaches unto the heavens and is lifted up to the skies. And that's how much wickedness that this place have accumulated. For the Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare the work in Zion, the work of Yahweh. And that's what we do. With these lessons, we declare the work of the Lord. We warning the inhabitants of the people of the things that the Lord will bring shortly upon the earth. We're going into how the Lord is dealing with the elect of Israel, and we warn them that this place is going to fall and be destroyed. This place isn't getting healed. So don't fall victim to, oh yeah, it's a little hope. They thinking about going to a 4-day work week that'll give me 3 days. I can have more rest with the family because I'm burnt out. Nah, like I say in the Gospels, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them. So this is a form of peace. Oh yeah, you can have 4-day work week, but then it's just gonna get worse. You got a recession to worry about, which Esau, he's just gonna press that button and cause it, just because the global elites, their plan is to segue to a new financial system. This current system is backed by so much debt. We already reached the debt ceiling, and they haven't decided on what they're gonna do. They got till June. So all this stuff is just trickery, just to keep people having hope. But this place is gonna get destroyed. I'll read 11 and we'll close out. Jeremiah 51:11. Make bright the arrows, the ICBM missiles, gather the shields. Yahweh have raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. It's talking about the Russians. All right, because Russia, man, they got all type of new technology in the missiles. They got the Sarmat missile, Satan 2. That missile, it can go around the world twice before it hit its target. It can avoid other missile defense systems. They got the missile guided technology, and their technology is way superior than that of America's. So the Lord has raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, Russia on a level, for his devices against Babylon to destroy it. So Russia will destroy America along with China and the allies of America. These EU countries, these NATO countries, they all gonna hate the whore and burn her with fire, as it is written in Revelation 17. Because it is the vengeance of Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple. So the Lord is going to put the spirit on these kings of the earth to bring destruction, alongside Yahweh Shai coming in the chariots of Israel, shooting out laser beams out of the aircrafts of the Lord. So leading up to that, this place isn't going to get healed. All right? This place is going to be destroyed. It's going to fall suddenly. These nations is mad at the different things that they've been deceived by Western culture. The message is going out as far as repenting, fleeing out of Babylon, deliver every man his soul, repent and turn unto the Lord, get this hedge of protection, and don't be cut off in the wickedness and iniquity that this place promotes. All right? Because the Lord ain't forsaken Judah, haven't forsaken Israel. The Lord will have mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel. All right? Even though that we went off. And there's going to be a lot of dead bodies here when the Lord put the spirit on these archers to bend their bow, the ICBM missiles. All right, and the tensions is going to increase here in Babylon the Great. The Lord going to send the fanners. It's just going to get worse. Things are going to get worse. Esdras talk about it. 2 Esdras 16, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of the lamentations, the beginning of mourning, and all these different things. Things is going to get intensive. The state and condition of this place getting worse is going to intensify. So I'm going to leave it at that. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwak that's listening and learning. In the background, Shalom. Sarah Ash, Shalom. Tina Paris, Shalom. And I'm going to leave it at that. Lord willing, you're edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the true names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. Double honors to our elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us His truth. Shalom, Akim Wa Baba Ball.